The tear sent one last shockwave over the island, ripping a gust of strong winds over. Up in the sky, lightning striking haphazardly, wind whipping around, the sky darker than ever. Then, there it was. The remains of the island of Azarka from the Treq universe. The islands were falling through the tear in reality, striking the ground with powerful force, destroying anything below. Most Cradons survived from the crashing, but not many Zephians did. As the last few chunks of land crashed on the island, the rip of the space fabric in the sky sealed away. The being that had been trapped under the ice broke free. He looked identical to Leeroy, but his color was orange instead of green. His name was Zeroy. Zeroy looked around, seeing destruction everywhere. Oddly enough, this seemed expected to him. Zeroy ran towards the Zader mothership, dropping a piece of paper that was in his grasp. The paper listed Leeroy's ultimate plan that he had all along. I am just like you, Zeroy. We are no different from each other besides very few things. I am Leeroy, your Treq universe counterpart. I've been banished by the god of my universe to a different dimension named Treq. The people of the island I am on are attempting to bring him back to save them. They have created an object they call the Scarlet Pyramid in order to transport him back from the universe I sent him to. But this made me think. These people created an object capable of storing enough energy to transport things across dimensions. At this rate, what would they make of the Scarlet Pyramid? A weapon of incredible destruction? An object of unending energy? If there was only one way for me to access a more advanced Scarlet Pyramid, my body would allow me to absorb the energy within it to evolve to a higher being. You have not yet discovered the incredible power of interdimensional travel yet. Though this has saved you from much trouble, you have also blinded yourself from an overarching truth. Everything you know has a parallel and equal version of itself for every single universe, just like you and me. This led me to think that if the Scarlet Pyramid exists in this universe, there is a parallel version of an even more advanced Scarlet Pyramid in a different universe. I've found that such thing does exist, and it is contained in your universe. It's called the Violet Pyramid. It had shown signs of being the strongest version of these pyramids out of all the dimensions I've searched through. If the small chance where I am unable to attain this Violet Pyramid arises, I want you to absorb the Violet Pyramid for yourself. In exchange for this information I give to you, I want you to finish off what I have started if I am unable to myself. I entrust you to help carry out my plan. Attached to the paper was another paper written by Leeroy to describe to Zeroy exactly how he could travel interdimensionally. Zeroy had been taught of the existence of the Violet Pyramid and the power of interdimensional travel because of the geniusness of Leeroy. Now all that was left for him was to absorb the Violet Pyramid and follow through with his part of Leeroy's deal, to finish what Leeroy started. The Cradons constructed a railroad around the entire center of the island, having tunnels dug through the crashed Treq islands. This transportation allowed them to help transport those that were injured or to evacuate areas in case of emergency. The population of the island was roughly 75% Cradons and 25% Zephians. Both the Cradons and Zephians were mourning the destruction of their beloved islands, but could not waste any time. Something terrible was coming, and they had to prepare as best as they could. Lord Voldir was searching for Zeroy. Somehow he already knew that Zeroy was up to something terrible. He suddenly found him, standing with the Violet Pyramid in his grasp. Without hesitating, Voldir charged straight for Zeroy. Purple lightning struck around Zeroy's orange body. The pyramid vibrates with energy, sparking and sending bolts of violet energy haphazardly. Voldir charged his fist right into the face of Zeroy when suddenly everything went bright. Voldir looked up at his fist. His hand was cracked, and Zeroy's face didn't even have a mark on it. Zeroy had become entirely purple. The power of the Violet Pyramid resonated through his chest. Pulses of light shined through the cracks left behind where the pyramid was struck. Voldir slowly lowered his arm and backed away from Zeroy. A tear dripped down his cold, stone face. Zeroy raised his purple arm, gently placing his hand on top of Voldir's head. In a moment, the stone head of Voldir was crushed, his body limply falling to the ground.